incredible day, really. Jason's, as he mentions, has his struggles in Japan and had his struggles here in the Spolin Center, and he made the cut on the number, and but I felt like he needed something else, and luckily High Sports, our distributor over here, had some choices for us, and I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. I had this premonition. I'm like, you know what? There's that Marvel strike there, and it's a combination of it's a lower RG, but it's a pearl. So once you start up, but it's still clean through the front. And here at Tokyo Port Bowl, the front's hook, but you still need something to read the lane, because it could get down the lane and go past the pattern. So I was thinking to myself, I woke up and I was laying in bed. I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. We're gonna go up. I told Jason in the morning before we started, I said, I woke up at 2:30, I had this premonition, we're going to drill this ball. And he's like, yeah, you reckon? I'm like, yeah, we got to give you something else. He was in a box. He was locked up in a box. And I drilled it really strong, which is not something that we usually do on patterns that have a lot of friction. So pit under the ring, and I put a pretty big hole down. And listen, the first game, he got out of the gate with 240. And it was his highest game of the tournament. All of a sudden, he got a little confidence. And he started to feel a little bit better. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Well, the next game, he bowls Don Barrett. Okay? And they tied 299, 299. So out of the gate, he had 540, 546, and I think that was really the catalyst to get him going. The ball, he used it exclusively the entire first squad, all 8 games, and then he did what he does. You know, he changes his hand, changes his ball speed, changes his angle a little bit, and I think he had the front 9 4 times, 3 or 4 times. So that was really the key to the whole day today, was getting him out of this morning and getting him into position for the 8-game block tonight.
Talk about the 2 balls that you used on the show.
The 2 balls on the show, 19 and 20 for us was not a good pair for Jason in qualifying. I don't think he broke 170. The middle of the lane hooked a lot for him. So when we were practicing, we said, okay, we'll take a look at the marble that we used, but the high road's got to be in play, because the last 4 games of the last 8-game block, we used an original high road with a little bit of surface on it. It was quite a new cover. So those last 4 games, he actually bowled okay, and put himself in position to grab the 3rd seed. When we came over here in the practice pair, we thought, you know what, this pair hooks a little bit, and every time we threw the marble, it just hooked too much. So in practice on the side practice pair, we said, you know, let's try that high road pearl, the one that that was pretty successful a couple weeks ago in Detroit. Won a couple titles and one big title that actually broke the record. So, and I actually scribed it because we drilled through the same. It's got a little mark for old, but she reacted really well. This is the ball used the first 2 games. I hit it with a 2000 pad, just because we wanted to blend it out a little bit and make it sure it saw the lane. And he bowled a really good match against Barnes. They bowled pretty evenly up until the 10 frame. And then the second match against the young Japanese national team kid, he bowled a really good game as well. But the ball got a little lazy down lane. So we decided at the end of the game, I said, let's try the regular high road. And his first shot, it was a little light, a little weak. I said, let's catch it a little bit more. He caught it a little bit more, and the ball read the lane the right way. So I put a little bit more surface on it when we went over on the side, and said, let's go with the high road in the match. And then you just let him do what he does. You know, he's the best on the planet for a reason. And listen, my job's easy. You know, I get to sit in the back, and I've got a front row seat to arguably the greatest of all time. So it's fun for me. You know, it's I mean, it just was a good combination, a perfect working combination today. Great bowling balls and a great bowler. You know, we're lucky that the store makes some great products for all the bowlers around the world, and Jason happens to be the best bowler throwing their balls. So it worked out for us well today.
15 years, finally get the win. It's got to feel really good.
It's amazing, yeah. I mean, I think I've been, at least 9 years on the PBA tour, but internationally competing here for at least 15 years. And never had a W. So this is a really great feeling right now.
Chris Barnes said that this place doesn't really favor the guys with the big hook like you, and talked about how you hadn't won here. Did that serve a little motivation for you this week?
Yeah, well, I tweeted back at him and said he forgot one word, yet. And I was extremely sarcastic because I thought he was right. I mean, this place, I've been here, 5 or 6 times and have never made the show, never even really been close to the show. So I was agreeing with him and then just kind of, having a bit of a laugh. And then, early this morning, Timmy Mack said he woke up really early, had this idea to drill a ball for me, a marvel strike. Just drilled it, gave it to me and said, hey, I think this could be an option. And the morning set, I shot 300 over scratch. And I went from, 16th into the show, and then, I didn't fall out of the show after that. It was just grind, make my shots. And I was really, really happy. I missed one spare for the entire tournament, a 2-pin. And I'm not happy about that because that was just a frustration moment that got the best of me. But other than that, I'm extremely happy with this performance.
Throughout the stepladder, you hit the pocket repeatedly, but it looked like carry was a little bit of an issue. What was going through your mind as you went through this? You almost left a 7-10. It felt like a half dozen times. Were you getting a little frustrated? Did you have to make a few tweaks here and there?
I mean, this is what this place genuinely looks like for me. I mean, it's just the lanes, there's so much hook in the front because of the woods. It forces me so far left, and then you're playing on the drag and oil pattern typically, and they get so tight down lane, but I'm so far left that, my bowling ball has to go through the pins perfectly to strike. I threw some of the best shots I've ever thrown when I needed to mark or strike because I knew half pocket hits were not going to strike for me. I don't really know what else to say about that other than, I knew it wasn't going to be easy. It was nothing new to me. I'd seen it for 10 years in this place. So I wasn't really getting frustrated per se. It was more, you just make sure you get your ball to shape correctly, otherwise it will not strike.
It was kind of a clash of the Titans on the PBA Tour in this championship match between you and Buttriff. What was it like taking on him? He's been one of the most successful guys on tour besides you this season.
Yeah, I mean, when Jacob gets to do his deal, I mean, he runs away with tournaments, and then it comes down to the coin flip on the title match, and Jacob's going to be one of those guys, like when the pins start falling for him, he's going to be leading so many tournaments and been on so many shows that he can rack up a bunch of titles really quickly. Luckily for me today, he had a couple of hits that didn't go through the pins just right. I almost thought he was going to leave the most ridiculous 8-pin I think I would have ever seen in my life, but it fell off the back. But like I said, Jacob, when he gets to do his deal, he's going to lead the tournament. He really is. He's just emphatically repetitive in that motion.
You've now won 4 titles this season. Have you secured PBA Player of the Year yet?
Oh, it's a vote. It's a vote. I mean, I'd like to think, for someone to beat me now, most likely Jacob. Jacob will have to, win the Open and then dominate the Summer Tour, win a bunch of times there. So, like I said, I think it'd be very, if you were a betting man, you'd probably put a couple of bucks on me, but Jacob, again, like I said, he's capable of anything. So I'm not going to necessarily, count my chickens before they've hatched.
You've had a lot of success this season. Do you plan to bowl almost all of the remaining PBA Tour events, including the Summer Swing?
I have to talk to my sponsors and my family. The Summer Swing, not having any broadcast TV, it's a long way. It's a lot of time away. Will I play some of them? Yeah, for sure. All of them, I don't know. Just because the schedule is so full and it would require me to be away for nearly, I think, at least 6 to 8 weeks, I think, if I played them all. I'm never prepared to do that, whether it's on network television or not. So I'll have to look at the calendar, talk with Kimberly, and we'll make a decision.
What's next for you?
Home is next for me for a month. Really looking forward to that time, being able to just, get a little rest in, keep working on my game, but really just to have some fun with my kids. I miss them so much, so this has been a nice trip. In and out, quickly back home to see them.